Amsterdam.
That's very close to my dear friend Rick.
Yeah.
So that's good. All right, so I'm looking at the translations now. See that conversation. Share screens. Let me know when you guys can see my screen.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so Rick, you want to start recording? Go ahead.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so what I'm basically doing, Lisette, is I'm taking a look at the translations and the sheets that you give out, as well as I ran them through Estabot, and I don't really care much about Estabot values or anything like that. I just look at some of the other stats and things like that. So just because Estabot may say the domain is worthless doesn't mean that it actually is worthless. It's just one tool. The best tool that I'm going to be using here is what's in my head. So we're going to go with that. So for example, even Alimony Help, it's listed at $350, but it has 6 advertisers. So it's a good domain name. And that's why I highlighted it in red. I like it. I think, obviously, with the divorce rate as high as it is everywhere. What's it like in the Netherlands, Rick? How's the divorce rate there?
No, not that high. It's
getting better. You people actually like each other, I guess.
Yeah, we work. We like working.
Okay, all right. So one of the first things I'm going to say is you've probably never had any offers or anything on your on your .asias. Is that correct?
No. Correct.
Okay, so one of the things I'm going to try to do is focus you more on the ones that will do well and the ones that will make money, and some of it we're going to clean up and some of it we're going to drop. Have you paid more than registration price for any of these?
I've paid only the registration price.
So only the registrations for all of these. So you probably, it's safe to say you probably got, is it under about $500 into this, or more?
Yes, it is.
Okay, all right. So that's a good starting point for us, because, for example, you only got 40 domain names listed here. Now you don't have to have a huge amount of really good ones. Obviously, it'd be better for you if you had a lot more good ones. But something like alimony.help, it lists at $350 on Estabot. It's at least a $2,000 name. So you can't always go by what they give you, because just there alone, your portfolio is profitable. Even if I hate everything else that's here, which I don't. I don't know what. So anti-squatting and Dutch, is that a dash though in between it, or it looks like it is? So that kind of drops the back. Let me put this in the right column first of all. All right, so let's look at some of the other ones. I don't know what the expression in Chinese is. Let me close that down. Close all that crap down. So I don't know what the expression in Chinese is. I'd have to look. But book a speaker and bird flu tips are both really good domain names. Those have value. And these are both placed at 0, which is completely inaccurate. I mean, bird flu tips, it's probably a $1,000 to $1,200 name. And the book a speaker, that has real value. We're just doing some stuff now with Rick and some of my team where they're booking me speaking engagements, and we're finding some really good sites. And there's lots of money to be made in booking speakers. So especially when you have it in a specific local CCTLD, I think that's easily a $2,500 name. Yeah, but if you build a business on it, you're looking at like a $10,000 to $50,000 name, because it's got so much potential. Everybody needs speakers everywhere. So I think that one's good. Then let's scroll down. What were you thinking about with BREEAM tips?
Well, I was working in real estate, and BREEAM is something that is really hyped at this moment. All the buildings, they want to be BREEAM certified, so that's why I thought maybe BREEAM tips is maybe something working in the near future.
Yeah, no, it may have some value now, but yeah, it may. Children's yoga, is that the Dutch version? Because children's is spelt wrong.
Yeah, it's a misspelling.
Then it's just a misspelling.
Okay. Chuku. The only thing is, I'm not really big on .asians because they never really took off. So unfortunately, the .asians we're almost going to have to ignore. And I would say with those, if you get any offers on them anytime, you probably want to sell them. But that's not going to devalue. Like I said, your portfolio is going to be profitable no matter what we do. Help Fix app, that's probably good too. That's probably worth something because you can hire coders for that. So I'd put that one down at 1,000. Hospitality agency, It's spelled right. It's a good domain name. Somebody's going to want it, so you can put that at 1,500 to go. What's hostmanship in the Netherlands mean to you guys?
Well, hostmanship is now that we also say hostmanship, the English translation in Netherlands, because it's also a hype now. Everybody is thinking hostmanship, the service that is just being more and more interesting, and now with the crisis, they want the best service everywhere. So hostmanship is a new trend word.
Okay, Rick, what does it mean to you? Hostmanship. What would you associate with it?
I would associate it with good hospitality.
Okay, so she's sticking along the hospitality things.
Yeah.
Okay, because in U.S. and Canada we don't really use it, but it
No.
sounds like it definitely would be a good term. So I think the consulting one would be good. I'm not sure about the info, but the consulting one would be good. And then internet alert service. Yeah, that ties in with another domain I saw here for reputation, online reputation. This one's also a good one.
Yeah.
That's a 2K name for sure. And then if you come down to internet alert service.nl, still a good domain name because it covers everybody.
I also like that Ibiza dance above that, above the internet, the club.
Okay, I see that, but I don't know what Ibiza dance is.
It's Ibiza dance club. Yeah, I can imagine. A lot of people go in Europe go to Ibiza to party.
Is Ibiza a city?
No, that's where Tunayan lives.
Oh, okay.
And Niki
all right.
Lauda and other celebrities.
So that one put it then at 1,500.
Yeah.
One of the ones I really like is this one here, though. Low budget wedding
Yeah.
tips. Everybody is always looking for this stuff. This is another one. I would put this one as a 5K name just because it's such a big deal and the wedding industry is so big. If you set this up with affiliates and you had everybody from party planners, you had bridal consultants, you had people that do banquet halls, you have hotels because some people bring in out-of-town guests, you could build this up into a huge out-of-town, wedding site, and you'd probably make a lot of money with affiliate revenue because you'd be tied to bands, you'd be tied to people that make invitations, you'd be tied to lots of different things, and they could basically go there for everything to do with their wedding. We tried to do this with somebody else, but he didn't see the value. He had like, I think it was birminghamweddings.co.uk, if I recall correctly, and he missed out on a big opportunity. This one could easily go from 5 to like 25 plus to 50, easy, because it's got tips on it. It's a good one. So far, it's definitely the best one I've seen here. I like it, and I just think it's got some good value. Okay, high schools in Dutch. High schools in Dutch, the problem is it's a .info. You could do an information site and maybe add AdSense to it, but I don't think you'd be able to, it would make a lot of money or would get a lot of sales. Mindful holidays, mindfulness, they're okay too. My blog tips, that one's got some good value as well because people are always looking for tips. Rick, I sent you guys a marketing thing today on how to market 51 different ways to market. My private chauffeur, again, it's okay, but it's not really with the info. Guru, nanny.guru, I think that's a good one. See, I think if you want to be known as a company, see, that's a brandable. So that one's worth at least $1,000.
That's a nice one.
Which one, nanny.guru?
No, the
next one.
Schools in Dutch, yeah.
So you guys already have .amsterdam now,
that's
is that
the
right?
first .amsterdam that I see purchased. Nice.
Yeah, so this one you can do because you can have private schools, public schools. You can have, the other thing you can do is use subdomains and do dance schools, and you can do all kinds of different types of schools that are out there. So this one's also good, even though it's .amsterdam, it's new. I'd still put that at 2,000, but as .amsterdam starts to sell a lot more, then I'd bring it a lot higher. What is shimimi? Excuse my pronunciation.
No, it's a superfood, and it's something I think from America, and it's now coming in Holland, and you have to put it in the smoothie and everything. So everybody here is all into healthy food, and especially the smoothies.
Okay, all right. So that'll have some value later. I'm not sure what to put on that one. Fashionista in Chinese, again, .asia. So it's interesting, and if you get something and you want to try to market your .asias, I would say start to sell them, because to me they just never took off. But like I said, it doesn't really matter. Sponsored charities. So this is any charities that would require a sponsorship or or that are looking for a sponsorship? Okay, sustainable coach, interesting. Probably has some value. I'm not sure what yet. This one's really good too, your tissuebanking.eu. This one's a really valuable one. I mean, it looks like you've looked at a lot of the businesses that we run and picked up some there as well, because you've got the tissue banking, you've got the internet alerts, and you've got reputation repair. So that's all good. No, but it's good. Like, tissue banking is a whole industry, and a business in Europe would want it. So it's a good domain name. So just for interesting sake, I know it means sell your pet, but Rick, you want to pronounce this one for me?
Verkoop uw huisdier. That's nice.
When you guys say it, boy, it sounds so cool.
Yeah,
if I tried to say it, I don't know what it would come out like. But sell your pet is really good. It's almost like, yeah, sell your pet. It's kind of interesting. Basically like a classifieds for pet sales. I put that one at 1,500 because I think it's a business on its own. Oh, you've really been watching my videos. I see this now. I see this now because Violet Ray is interesting. Hasn't taken off yet, but it's going to take off. They're replacing Blu-ray with Violet Ray, Rick, and she's been paying attention. Okay. These are older videos, so I know she's really been following up.
I'm not too favorite about the .eu because it's the same as .asia. It doesn't, or .us. It doesn't sell.
It's not as bad as .asia though, so it does have some potential, especially when these things start to take off. So just looking at the few that we looked at on the list and figuring out you spent $500 on this stuff. Let me open this up. You've done well. 60. That's not right. Hold on. Basically, what we need to do is what I need to do is just focus you on the stuff, $30,000 worth at least, and that's without development. So basically, what I need to do is just focus you more on the stuff so you understand you're really only buying domain names if it makes sense, or since you're trying to sell them, if it makes sense, or if a business would want to buy them from you. Like Nanny Guru makes sense. Schools.amsterdam makes sense. A lot of, like Book a Speaker, this is another one of your real gems here that is big. And I'd probably raise that one to 4,000 now because the potential of it is so big. So this one for sure is big. Definitely the low budget weddings is a big one. Those are your two best here. And then tissue banking nuts. I'd say those two are your best. Oh, you've got tissue banks in Dutch.
Yeah.
I missed that one too. That's also good too. That's a good one too because that one will be sold or somebody's going to buy it. You must have a lot of companies doing storage down there, eh, Rick?
Yeah.
I mean, at least a couple.
This is
this
is very nice. I missed that one also. Yeah, that's a nice one.
I missed it because I got blinded by the Asians. I think the light was too strong. But no, you got some very good ones. So almost $35,000 based on 500, and that's not bad. Like if I register 10 domain names for $100, and then I go ahead and I sell one at $2,500, I've made 24 times what I invested. So that's good, and that's how you have to look at it. So don't look at all the negatives. No. Look at where you're doing. Like mindfulness, mindful. These aren't really words that go along with holidays or holiday. But my blog tips is good because people are always looking for, if you did a blog on things like tips to get your blog ranked, to get articles found, I mean, you can do well. And this one.
And I can imagine that even mindful and mindfulness is, it's something that sells here. But you have to do something with it.
And that's the locality of it.
Yeah.
So it's mindfulness, they're good words. I'm just not sure if they go well here.
Well, they would go with a dot retreat or something like that, but.
So you've got some good ones, and then drop obviously stuff like this where there's a typo or something like that.
Yeah.
But, and stuff like Briam Tips, if you believe in it and it's local and something that's going on, obviously keep it and go through it. But your bird flu tips is good. Even your private butler, it's not bad. I don't know if people use a lot of butlers these days, but if you want one, I think you want a private one, not a public one. So it's not bad. And don't forget this one, alimony help. I'm going to have to put that one at 3,000 because I really like it. A lot of people get divorced, and there's a lot of room. So you've got 3 that I would think about developing out, alimony help, book a speaker, and low-budget wedding tips. Those are the 3. And probably this is the one, the book a speaker one, has the most potential for earning revenue. So I think I would probably go with that. And check if the English version is available for bookaspeaker.nl. And take a look at that because it would complement this really nicely. It may not be taken. It may be taken. Who knows? but it's a really good name.
So the suggestion would be bookaspeaker.com. And then
No, bookaspeaker.nl.
yeah, that's the one she has.
No, but in English.
Yeah, exactly.
But she doesn't have it in English. She's got it in Dutch.
Okay, but bookaspeaker.com, .nl.
Yes.
The English pronunciation in the Dutch extension.
Yes.
Okay.
Just to complement the two.
Yeah.
I mean, like when I do a CA, if I'm doing English and I can get the French, great.
Well, it would basically be the same for the one on 31, the charities. I would get a Dutch.
Does that
the Dutch one
to sponsor charities or charities?
No, it's charities and it's support. It's not sponsor, it's support. I think, if you translate it.
All right. So
yeah.
Okay, so that makes a big difference. So that one takes that one up and now puts a value at it at about $3,000. So that makes it a big difference instead of sponsor. It makes sense.
And when you can get the Dutch one, that makes it stronger, I think.
Yeah, well, because it's in Dutch. So you want,
exactly.
in this case, you would want the Dutch version and the English version. Yeah, or sorry, both Dutch ones in common.nl if it's available. Yeah, I mean, you've done a good job. I mean, 38,000 out of that, and now you can decide if you want to build one and turn this into a monthly revenue platform where you can earn money every month, or if you decide you want to find somebody who's collecting speakers or gathering speakers in Netherlands and maybe want to sell them the name, you can sell it and get at least $4,000 for it. So either way, you're in pretty good shape. But the best ones are Alimony Help, Book a Speaker, and Low Budget Wedding Tips. Really good names. I really like the Book a Speaker, and I really like the Low Budget Wedding Tips. Those are my two favorite, but Alimony Help, you can hook up with divorce lawyers too. You can do all kinds of stuff.
Book a Speaker would be the most easy to sell.
I think so too, because it's really, really targeted. So I'm going to save this spreadsheet, and we're going to send it to you when we're done. And I'll leave obviously all the values and everything else in the highlighting. So do you have any questions at all? You've been pretty quiet and pretty helpful with your your translations.
It's just a lot of info. No, it's just a lot of info because I'm not a domainer. I 2 months ago I started buying 1 and 2, and now I have this list. But this is 1, and it could be a lot worse. So I'm very pleased.
Well, the good news is you did it fairly smart. You didn't. I've seen people go out and buy 1,000 names to start and then come and talk to me. By then it's too late. They've wasted a lot of money on it. At this point, you're $500 in. You're looking at a good portfolio. You know how to trim it down now. You know what not to renew or what to sell if you get offers. And then you also know what the value is going forward and what you can sell. Like this one here, it's got a lot of potential. It's got. I mean, I was looking at those speaker sites, and some of them charge like $89, $99. Some of them charge $1,000 for a month. I mean, you'd be surprised how much you can get out of these things if you actually build it. And there's quite a few that I just signed up on that Linnell gave me to look at. So we can probably get you the list. Rick, you can probably get the list, or I'll give it to you afterwards. It'll show her some of the sites that she's comparing herself to.
Okay, yeah.
And the fact that she's focused in the Netherlands, not a bad thing, because companies that are putting on conferences will want to find a local speaker down there.
Exactly.
Instead of paying to fly somebody in, and they'll send somebody that also knows the language. So it's a good name.
Okay.
And I like that I can almost understand what it means based on the spelling. Boeken die spreker.
Book and speaker.
Yeah, it's almost the same.
Yeah, no, it's good.
For me, okay, this is step 1. I just wanted to know if I was on the right track. But now, because I have Sado and that's it, what can you have on tips? Do I have to build a website? Do I have to go to Flipper? What's next for me?
To sell or to build, are you asking?
I don't know. You tell me what's the best choice.
Okay, so have you listed these all at Sado yet?
I did. Well, not maybe 80%.
Okay. Have you listed them with or without prices, or just as make offers?
Make offers.
Okay, so that's fine. You can also put minimum offers if you want. And for some of these, I would put like $500 because it's not worth you selling at Sado based on their fees if you don't sell it for at least $500 or $1,000. But I would put these up there, these 3, the Alimony, the Book a Speaker, and Low Budget Wedding Tips. But I wouldn't sell those too cheap. I'd hold on to them until you get a good offer, or I'd build 1 or 2 of them into businesses and then sell the other 1 or 2. But most of this stuff here, now that you understand where you're going and the types of domains that you can turn into businesses, it makes it a lot easier when you're buying, because now you can think like that business person. yes, low budget wedding tips make sense, because if I was looking to get married and I wanted to save money, I would look for low budget weddings or low budget halls or low. I mean, so there's lots of different things that you can do. So yeah, list them all at Sado. You can also list them at GoDaddy and Afternic, and list them there, and then wait for some offers. And then on some of the better ones, if you decide you want to sell them, I'm just looking at one I can pick out that you may want to sell. Help fix app. Find somebody that fixes applications and email a few people and see if they'd be interested in buying it at $1,000, and that way you'll double your 500 right away and still have the rest of them. Hospitality agency may be one you can sell as well. Actually, I missed this one, Expats Apartments. That's also a good name, a really good name. I missed that one. It's a good name. So, children's yoga like this, you're not going to get them before, so you can list it, but you're just going to have to get rid of it. But the list is good. I mean, now you're at almost $40,000, so not bad for, if you average it out, you're looking at almost $1,000 a name, even though a lot of them are not that great. So.
Well, the list of really nice names is larger than the list of not that great names.
Well, yeah, and if you filter out all the ones that aren't good, she's left with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. She's left with about 20 names out of the 40 that are good. So you're at a batting 50%. You haven't done that bad. You've done really well, actually, for a first-timer.
No, thanks. Well, that's good to know. So the track is right.
The track is right, and what's more important is the thought process is right. Even on the ones that aren't good, like the Asias, you've still gotten good names with them. Export is a great word, so obviously you're thinking about businesses. I wouldn't worry so much about expressions or things like that. Sex, gender. I mean, these are application almost things, but I mean, you never know. I don't think you're going to get any action on any of these, so
no.
You'll see as you go.
Yeah, it was worth a try, but I will focus on the wet ones and skip the other ones.
But you're very organized, and the fact that you're very organized with your spreadsheets and your language, I mean, it's good. You obviously know where you're going, and you're going to be successful as long as you pay attention to what I told you here and your buying habits change. Because if you don't buy the right domain names, you're never going to sell them. So it all starts with thinking like the business and making sure you're buying something the business will want. And you're starting to do that, and you will definitely after we're done this call, so that's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Lisette also got an offer by a guy, and she needed to certify the domain.
Yeah.
So she was the second one in a couple of days.
Yeah.
Approached me with that.
Anybody that actually wants a domain name from you will just make an offer. Anybody that tells you to spend money to allow him to buy your domain name is just a scam. So we call that the appraisal scam. It's been around for 15 years. And they only make money off the appraisals, and they're never, ever going to come back and buy your domain name. You can tell him to buy the domain name if he wants, and then he can get it appraised afterwards, and you'll deduct the $30 after he pays you for the appraisal.
Yeah, of course. First of all, I was enthusiastic because, yeah, the first time that somebody told me I want to buy a domain.
But that's what they do. They want to get you excited, capitalize on your emotion, figure you can get 14,000 or something for it, so why not do a $40 or $50 appraisal? So and that's how they get you, but it's just a scam. So I'm glad you got a hold of Rick and he told you that it was a scam.
Yeah, he told me to trust my feeling, because if you want to buy a domain that is worth maybe $5,000, and he was offering $75,000.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, if it's too good to be true, it's false.
Well, if it seems too good to be true, it usually is.
Yeah, so I just left it with that, and
well, that was smart, and you didn't get scammed, so that's good. There's nothing worse than knowing you've been taken advantage of.
Yeah, so it was a bit upset because, yeah, of course, I was happy for a moment, and then it was gone, and gone again.
Well, that's the best way to get rid of him, is tell him that if he's interested in the appraisal and he wants to certify it, he can pay for the appraisal, and you'll still sell him the domain name.
I told him if you want an appraisal, I can send him my billing info, and he can send me the amount for the appraisal.
Yeah,
and I will fix it for him.
Exactly. Well, you're a smart one, so I think you're going to be on the right track no matter what. If you're that smart at the beginning, you're only going to get wiser as your time goes on. So.
Okay. Well, I was expecting a lot worse.
No, you've done well. Do you have any questions at all?
No, I have to go. I have to do my homework, and I have to go to GoDaddy and Ethnic, and yeah.
Yeah, and if you have questions afterwards, feel free to reach out to Rick or myself. You have me on Skype now, so feel free to reach out anytime.
Oh, perfect. Maybe I will go, and I didn't expect this. Maybe one or two, three are maybe.
There's some good ones, but there's two or three excellent ones. So that's all you need. I mean, listen, if I try 10 businesses and only one is successful, that's good enough because I learn from my mistakes every time, so it's fine.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, this is a good start, so I'm very, very pleased.
Good, I'm glad.
Great.
Well, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, thank you. Have a nice evening.
You too. It's later for you, so you too.